Memories. So some of my favorite memories are when I started, I was in the show, and I've kind of graduated throughout off the year, 25 years. I became choreographer, I was in the show, and then I helped with some of the writing, and now I direct, choreograph, and help with some of the writing. So it's been nice to take the full journey, and I love directing the show. I love helping people find the humor and the community.
Boy, I have so many favorite memories, having produced the show for 20 years. But I guess my favorite memory was when it started. In 2000, Gary Rothstein came up to me and he said, "We should do this show. What should we call it? Off the Record." He said, "I'll write it." And I said, "I'll produce it." And off we went.
Hi, I'm Sharon Everson. I'm the producer of Off the Record. And my favorite memory, oh my God, there are so many. But it was the first time I saw Victor Aponte in rehearsal, going backwards on all fours to represent a possessed Wendy Bell. And why he did that, I will not tell anyone, because have to remember this is all off the record. But I shouldn't say that that's only my favorite memory. That's of a showpiece. My favorite memory is all the wonderful people from SAG-AFTRA, from the Newspaper Guild, from the United Steelworkers, who have come together to make this happen and given me the anxiety-ridden job of producing this great fundraiser for the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank.
Hi, do you want my name?
Sharon knows who you are.
Okay, so, and you want favorite memories of the show, or?
Yeah, a memory.
A memory of the show. No, it was a while ago now, but Sam, who I'm pointing at right now, and I, and John Shepard, who I'm also pointing at right now, were sort of the narrative through line in the show. John played Columbo, Sam played Inspector Clouseau, and I played Humphrey Bogart, and we were sort of the narrative through line, and it was terrific. I live in New York City, so I don't have much of a chance to get back here to do shows like that, but Chris Rawson had been bugging me for a while to do something. I happened to be in town, and it was wonderful. I really enjoyed going over to the rehearsal site and coming down to the Bayham to do the show. Had a terrific time. Just happy to be here to take the photo, and I'm going to do a little something in this show. So here we are.
So my favorite off-the-record moment probably is Sophie Masloff's final public appearance. Was on stage, I believe, 2013, Off the Record 13. I think I have that right. She, she was obviously a big supporter of the show throughout her tenure, in service to the city and her retirement, and has been a character in the show many, many, many times over the years, and often is the character in the show who saves the day. And not to give anything away, but maybe that will be similar to this year's show. We'll see. But I just loved that she was such a big part of the show and still is a big part of the show. And the fact that she made her last public appearance on stage with us was, just very fitting and lovely.
You tell me when. Hi. So I guess my favorite memory of Off the Record is one of my first memories of Off the Record, which is Chris Rawson coming to my office, at the SAG-AFTRA offices, to sit down and tell me about what this thing is that, like, the SAG-AFTRA and the Newspaper Guild of Pittsburgh, and I think it was just the two unions at the time. The steelworkers hadn't really, gotten involved as much as they are now. But I remember sitting down with Chris and him laying out this thing to me, and then seeing it for the first time. And it was the year we did the deer skit. And I just remember watching these barely deer-looking folks prance across a stage in a way that I had just never seen anything so funny before. And that's the sort of thing that memory in particular is what made me want us to continue to be involved in Off the Record for as long as Off the Record went on. So that's my favorite memory of Off the Record.
So my favorite memory of Off the Record is every year, because it's a time when the community comes together to support the food bank and people we serve. So every year it is amazing to me how the community comes together. So really love that. Thank you so much to Off the Record for benefiting the food bank and especially the people we serve, because together we're carrying out our mission, and together we're ensuring that everyone has enough food to eat each and every day. And that's what this is about.
So I think that rather than talk about a memory, I can talk about an experience. And myself and Pittsburgh Musical Theater have been so fortunate to be able to be the organization that brings all of these wonderful artists together to plan this event each year, and to have all those people under our roof, all the creatives that are involved, and to hear all the laughter that comes out of that room and all the hard work and the beautiful voices. That's what means the most to me, and that's what PMT has been fortunate enough to be able to give to this organization, and we're excited to continue it for many years to come.
I'm Jim Heinrich, and my favorite memory is of singing with the opera singer Myrna Paris, the late opera singer. And she was wonderful to work with, and somehow the number went off spectacularly and we got a standing ovation.
I guess my favorite memory is not only have I written the show for the last few years, I was performing in it several years ago as chairman, and I think my memory is basically just being scared to death on the night of the rehearsals. But then as soon as the show started, all those fears went away and chairman came to life, and it was a really, really great experience.
Hi, I'm Sam Bennett, and I was, until this year, the record holder for being in every show since the first one. In the first one, back in 2001, I was playing one of the mobs of young people. I was young! I was young then! And I played one of the throngs of young people leaving Pittsburgh at that time. And what a long way the city has come since then, because now people actually want to move here because it's cool. But I was playing a young woman who was leaving to find a job somewhere else. And as I exited, despite the pleas of the mayor and then city councilman Bob O'Connor, actors playing them, obviously, I left, but I said, I'll be back when I want to have children, as Pittsburghers do. So that was great. I mean, Off the Record and I have grown old together.
Hi, I'm Jeffrey Lawrence Pollock. I've been in the show this will be my 19th straight year, and I'm so appreciative to Chris Rawson for allowing me to talk my way into the show. My greatest memory, fondest memory of being in this show is that even though I had open heart surgery on August 25th of 2013, I'm a custody lawyer and the stress got to me. I came back in time to go to rehearsals in mid-September and be in the show that year on October the 9th. And I would never miss this. It's such fun. I love being on stage. I love raising money for the food bank, and I really appreciate you all coming to see the show this year. I hope it's not our last one, but it's our silver anniversary, number 25.
And one of my favorite memories about Off the Record is actually getting to write some songs for it and then getting to perform them. One of them was about a particularly interesting incident at the Casbah restaurant involving a public official who left his pants there and gave his car away to the valet. And there were a whole bunch of other ones, but it was really a thrill to be able to actually write some songs and then actually see them performed on the stage and see all the great people who do Off the Record, the real actors and the real talents, actually bringing them to life.
I think my favorite memory would be, my first year of Off the Record when Chris Rawson called. I didn't even know what it was, and I ended up playing Sidney Crosby. Batman, the Christian Bale version, Harry Potter, and it was all opposite Tim Hartman as an oil tycoon. We call him Marcellus Shale. First time meeting Tim too, so I guess I was really inaugurated into the Off the Record family in the best possible way. And in that show, I got actually punched in the face by John Delano. Yes, we were stage fighting and he was coming after me and boom, right in the face, and it was lovely.
What's her name? I can't remember. The Attorney General. What's her name?
Generino?
No.
No, Pennsylvania. The Pennsylvania. Kane. Is her last name Kane? Oh, this is fine. Even if this could be the video.
The very model of a bad Attorney General.
That's it.
Right.
What's her name?
Okay. So, it's hard, right? All these years of doing it. But when I had to play the Attorney General for Pennsylvania, whose name is escaping me, but my song was Modern Major General. And I will never forget receiving the email from Chris Rawson. And I kind of, personified the email of like, Tressa, would you be interested in Modern Major General? And I was like, fine, let's do it. Ended up having a blast, but to say it was a challenge, but it was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Okay, Greg Victor, former Post Gazette. I was in Off the Record 4 years, maybe 5, although I'm not sure one counts because I was just a tree, although I did move a little bit. And my favorite memory of Off the Record, there are many. I think it's probably just getting to meet so many of the other people and, having friends, all these creative, lively people from all kinds of walks of life, the professional actors and all the amateurs like myself who kind of stumbled around on stage. Chris Laeta, incredible, director. Sharon, Chris Rawson. It's just incredible what they've done. So it's really just the people, the fun, the stress, the chaos. So, yeah, those would be what I can come up with. All right.
Hey, I'm Hugh McGough. I was a lawyer for the city of Pittsburgh and in private practice, and I ended up playing Mayor Murphy one year, and that's how I got started. But my favorite role was playing Mr. Rogers opposite Esther Lapidus. Now, who Esther was playing, I don't have a good recollection what the skit was. All I know is that I walked onto stage with her and she had linked my arm, and it was not for support, though. She was probably in her 80s. And she inspired such confidence in me. She played off this amateur with so much finesse. I'm the amateur here. And I believe that may have been Esther's last stage appearance. Off the Record, I guess the year.
Okay, Tom Julian. What is your favorite memory of Off the Record?
For me, it was the first year after COVID of being able to come out to an entertainment event and learn about Off the Record and see so many wonderful skits. I think the one that really resonated with me was probably the bus that year, and the sinkhole story and the way in which the group articulated that.
There it is.
All right. My name is Barb Van Cherry. In 2001, we were preparing to do the very first Off the Record. It was going to be sort of like a dinner theater at one of the downtown hotels, and then 9/11 happened. And we had a meeting to decide whether we should go forward. And I actually voted no, because I did not think people would be able to laugh and enjoy themselves. And I was outvoted. And that first year, people really needed it. And it was a huge success, and now we're 25 years later. So I'm glad we voted to go ahead.